My name is Ofasi Falcon Jr. and my age is 19. This is my father, Ofasi Falcon. He's my trainer and father. My boxing weight class is 141, open elite. I've been boxing since the age of 14. My greatest wins was when I went to Europe. I fought on national TV in front of 2,000 people, 2,000 people in attendance, and I fought in national European TV. And my hardest loss was actually few months ago. I learned a lot from that loss, and I make sure it never happened again. Having my father as a trainer is hard. Honestly, it's really hard. I live with him, so what I hear in the ring, I hear outside, I hear inside, and it's like he's in my head. And he knows what's best for me. So whatever he tells me to do, I do it, and I just, no questions asked now.
To be a fighter as an amateur. I didn't have the pleasure of going professional, but I had 146 amateur fights. I had a couple of losses. It wasn't easy for me in life, but apparently I got through and successful in other ways. And I just started training my son. I saw my son was interested in this, as he used to come to all my fights and see me. During the time of him growing up, I saw it. And yeah, here we are today, 77 fights away. My greatest win, Golden Gloves. Golden Gloves, 2008. 2008 Golden Gloves. Yeah, that was my favorite achievement. After that, you know, everything dissipated because of life and my kids. Yeah. It's kind of difficult because he's a little hard-headed. Well, I haven't, as growing up with him, he's a hard-headed, and I'm actually learning myself. Because I didn't have a father to teach me what I'm teaching him, so I'm learning while I'm teaching. Not boxing, but just in general, being a father as a trainer. And it's been a challenge, but he's learning and he's growing and he's gotten to a level where I respect, you know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people respect. We know in every gym, anywhere you go, Fascio swings. And that's something important to us because we earned it. And that's something that we're going to continue because we love it. And it's just something that we're looking for.
It's all hard work. All hard work. From the bag work to the running to the road work in the gym and now, just mentally, that's the hardest part. I think the easiest part is training here, hitting the bag. Anybody can do that, but just mentally being prepared for what you're about to fight for, what you're getting into, and both in the ring and out the ring is different. When you're in the ring, when you're fighting, besides you fighting the guy across from you, you're fighting the crowd, you're fighting your feelings, your emotions inside your mind, you're fighting yourself, and you just want to win. So it's like the willing and the determination that you want to put out there is being shielded by all your feelings and stuff, you know. My father, I used to go to his fights as a little kid with my mother and my father's sister's husband, and watching him fight just made me want to fight. And I used to fight a lot in school, so this is where I channeled that energy at. If you want to be in this game, you have to beat the best. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So that's what I'm going for. The greatest, my father, me. Not to be overconfident, you know. Mayweather, I love him for his defense. I love multiple fighters for a lot of different reasons. I like Mayweather for his defense. And his mind, his strategy, the way he thinks is just unbelievable. I like Roy Jones for his flashiness and his style, and Adrian Broner for his speed, his different types of combinations. Lomachenko for his movements, his different types of footwork. He has the best footwork in the game, so I pleasure him as well.
Canelo.
He's an
impressive fighter.
That dude just is all around everything.
You gotta give him his breaks. He's very good.
After this, right now we're in the ring match, the semifinals right now. We're gonna take this all the way. I'm putting in all the hard work I possibly can. I'm gonna take it all the way to the end, and I'm gonna win. And after this, I'm going pro.
My name is Emmanuel White, and I go by E-Man, so everybody knows me as. And this is also my trainer, father figure, Quentin Fortune. I look up to him a lot. Everything that I learned and soaked up as a sponge came from him. Style, the way I perform as a fighter, but it doesn't only begin there or stop there. He's there. Times where I'm not feeling myself. It's at through the thick and thin. We there. I fight. My boxing class is I fight at 165 open, and we doing 3 minutes, 3 rounds, and I'm a heavy guy. I've been boxing for about 10 to 11 years. I started out learning the basics. I started out obese, as a matter of fact. I was about 200 pounds at a young age, and I lost the majority of the weight boxing, and then after that, I started learning all of my skill and everything with Q, and then from there, we took it from there. I have 14 bouts now. I just had a bout last night. I lost that one. There's some things that I have to work on, and as far as me applying what I actually know a little better, but it's to me, it's not about the wins or the losses, but I have about five wins, and the others is losses, And I just look forward to bettering myself as a fighter. My hardest loss was, I want to say, a year ago. The same tournament that I'm in today, I did a year ago, and I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into working for that fight, and they gave us another guy. I didn't walk out upset or anything. I walked out with a smile on my face, and I feel like that's how everybody should take a loss. They should walk out, not mad at the fact that they lost, but the fact that it didn't go in their favor. My greatest win was when I did an international show. And it was Mexico, Switzerland, and us, USA, and we all fought. And I fought a Switzerland kid, and I beat him. That was my greatest win. I box because not only it makes me a better person, but because this is also a second home to me. This is second nature. This is something that if I know, like, I wanted to come here and get things off my mind, or do something other than with my spare time than be like everybody else, running the streets and stuff like that. And I can come here and do that and do something positive, and I feel that's a good reason to be here, not only because it teaches you discipline and everything, but because it shows you more than the average person, what they see and how they view things in life. This here teaches people a lot more, and that there's more to life than hanging out late at night and stuff like that. This is a better opportunity for a lot of people. So I prepare for a fight by always being ready. Okay, I run every day. I'm in the gym every day, and before when I have a fight, the day before I go home, I like to relax, take a nice hot bath, and relax my muscles and everything. And then the day of the fight, I might take a hot bath, depending how I feel, but I like to stay relaxed before I fight as much as possible. I would like to fight Andre Ward, because Andre Ward is a very, very smart man in the ring, and I feel that it won't be about who wins or who loses, but about what I can learn. Right here, Quentin Fortune, the most. That's where I got everything from. He's my inspiration because he sees where I go wrong at. The slightest detail, the slightest movement, he'll think about it overnight. He'll tell me about it the next day, and that's really important to me, and I really appreciate that, for someone to take the time out, the heartaches and pain, and all of the time to see where I'm going wrong at, to tell me about it the next day, and then we work on it.
Me being an inspiration, it gives me like I get excited, but it's really not about me. It's about what I can give to these fighters. Me working with E, seeing what he have come from, a little pudgy thing, and see him now developing as a young man, and like a lot, like he said, like he expressed himself, some of the things that he have done wrong, we corrected him and he applies them. And from when I see things that he applies, it brings like joy to my heart when I see him actually do it in the ring.
So, some of the greatest fighters in my eyes are Andre Ward, Pernell Whitaker, Mike Tyson, some of the original greats. But me personally, I really lean towards Andre Ward because of the fact of like how smart he is when he fights, and plus he's in my division, so I look for better movements and skills that I can apply to myself, and that will better me as a fighter. So me and him is the same division, so that's why I look for that comparison and how I can apply it to myself. For me, I want to do a couple more amateur shows, and pull up my best ability, get a little more experience with the fight game, and then I look forward to go pro.
It's Quentin Fortune. When I was boxing, they used to call me Quentin Lights Out Fortune because I used to put out lights. Yes. When I was fighting, my boxing class was junior welterweight. That weight was actually 140 pounds. 140 pounds. I've been fighting all my life. I just learned how to box. Where I came from, it was a struggle. So every day when you walked out your door, I grew up in Harlem. So every day, we walked out our door, it was a struggle. It was a struggle for my parents. So that's what I mean. Like my life was just a fight. So I just learned how to box. It wasn't an easy transition, but it was an easy transition, meaning that it was some things that I had to learn, like my breathing techniques. You had to stay away from women. So it was a lot of things that as a young man, you were faced with that you had to abstain from, that you had to just leave alone, cold turkey. So that was the only big problem, I guess. Staying away from women was kind of hard for me. But I did it. 39 in the amateurs, it wasn't really a division. It was just that weight class. So it wasn't like once you turn pro, then you have like junior welterweights, middleweights, light heavyweights, then heavyweights. So, but when you're amateur, you just have a number weight like 139, 165, 147, 156, like that. So you know that's pretty much was where you will lie when you turn pro. So if you was 165 at amateurs, you will be a middleweight. 147, you'll be a welterweight. 139, 140, you're a junior welterweight. I have in my amateur career, I had it was so long ago. I think I had 40 wins and maybe 3 losses. And I only lost, championships. Professional career, I was 14-1. Not really on record because I was in another country. So, so I went to another country. I went to Hungary and fought their champion. Mind you, I only had 4 fights. So I went and fought their champion. I know I dusted him off. It was in the paper and everything. I broke his ribs and everything, but they gave him the win. But it was never recorded, so that tells you. Anytime that I lost, it was a heartfelt because I felt that I could have did more. Mentally, because I never got like damage or anything like that, so it was really mentally like you going home without that win. Like, you did your road work, you did everything you had to do in the gym, you stayed away from women, so everything was on point. And then not to win, it's sometimes it's discouraging, but you just got to hold your head up high and go back to the drawing board, and it's another day. every time I came out the ring was a great win for me. So it wasn't one particular win that elevated the other, over the other. Every time I won, it was a great win for me because I know I worked my butt off, to get that win. Amateur, there's no money that's supposed to be transferred from a fighter to anybody or booster or nothing like that because it's against the law. But money as far as a professional fighter, sky's the limit. Hey, Slim, I never had a problem with my weight, so I could eat anything I want, even though I didn't eat pork or red meat. But a lot of fighters eat pork, a lot of fighters eat red meat, but it's just in moderation that you eat it. Preparing for a fight, you want to go to the gym, put your bags in, you got doubling bag, speed bag, certain bags, you want to put all that work in. You also got to do your road work. You got to put those miles in. So that all is a part of your training. The greatest fighter is Pernell Whitaker, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Then Muhammad Ali. People that I look up to, Sugar Ray Leonard, Speed. And I just try to put them all in one gumbo and apply it to my fighting skill. I'm a slick southpaw. My style of fighting is a very, very slick southpaw. Something like Sweet Pea Whitaker. Sweet Pea was a very, very slick southpaw. If I had to take a bout right now, that bout would have to be with Zab Judah, because me and Zab Judah fought each other in the amateurs twice. So that would be my guy, Zab Judah. Even though he's a good friend of mine, but that would have to be my fight. I've been in the 3 Golden Gloves. I fought in 3 Golden Gloves, and 3 times I went to the championship. Right now, you have to put Mayweather on the top because he's a big endorsement. Even though he's not endorsed by not one person, not one company, he's a big endorsement. He's a big money maker. So how he's promoting himself is exceptional. He does a lot of things outside of the ring, but one thing he does inside the ring is win. He knows how to win. The key to being a great boxer is winning. I mean, you can care what your opponent does. It's about what you do in the ring. For the MSG fight, I'm fighting 2 guys that's going to be performing that night. Actually, I'm training 2 guys and I'm helping with another, one super heavyweight. And the guys that I'm fighting, one is 165 and the other guy is 147. It's a grudge match, so they really don't. Their styles it's a grudge match, so they really don't have styles. They're just gonna go out there. How you say go out there and have fun. They're gonna go out there and have fun. You don't want nobody to get hurt because then they do want to go to work the next day. MSG because another guy from a precinct went to one of our lieutenants, Dave Sieb. He's superheading the whole event. So they would go to Dave and say, Dave, with this guy, when I was doing a patrol, this guy, he said something. I didn't like the way this guy stood up. Oh, I didn't like the way this guy, just like little grudges, not nothing big, but just something to make a fight. So that's how, you will make a fight with a grudge. So they call grudge matches. The guys that I'm training them for a professional heavyweight championship. I'm training them to go out there and destroy their opponent. Well, what's next for me is just to continue being in the gym, being a father figure, a leader. Whatever I have to do for these young guys that's coming up, because we got some talent out here. Now I'd rather the talent be inside the gym than out in the streets getting hurt, getting killed, shot. Absolutely, boxing is a passion of mine. Because I know it takes discipline. It takes discipline to walk through those doors to come in here and lace up. It's a lot of discipline. And then let alone getting to the square circle. It's not to be played with. A lot of guys lost their lives in the square circle. So, even though it's a passion, you also got to protect yourself at all times. Well, the guys that I'm mentoring, it's important because I know the direction that they could go in. They have so much gang violence in schools, and the guys that I'm mentoring, they're young. They're 14, 15, and 16, and that's the transitional stage in life. Where these guys can go down the wrong road. So I'm just trying to give them some good insight on what other ways that they can, tackle life. There's different ways to do that, but I know boxing is one way. They also go to school also. So you can go to school, but you don't have to get punched in the head or punched in the face, and it's a good thing. but some with being boxing, you can also have a wonderful life, but it's going to be a lot of hard work. Nice meeting you too, champ. God bless you, man. All right.
I be getting to the money. Everybody mad. I think I'm getting too much money. Everybody mad. Same old nigga from the block. Same old nigga with the pot. The same old nigga from the trap. Everybody hated on him, then he bounced right back. I done spent a whole lot of time overseas. Doubling my money cause you know I want cheese. I been in my hometown playing with the keys when it fell off the boat. Yeah, I'm talking about Belize. I know it's a whole lot of niggas that was hating. I know it's a whole lot of bitches that was taken. So I shut the niggas up, bitches feeling us. Always knew that I was sick, so I had to stay patient. Taking over summer, nigga, tell me what's the bid. Hurt you still cuffing, nigga, tell me what it is. You ain't paying no bills, buying no bags, buying no heels. Goddamn, let a bitch live. All I see is 20s, 50s, 100s. If it ain't $250,000, fuck the whip. I don't want it, about to make these niggas sick to their stomach. I been getting to the money. Everybody mad. I think I'm getting too much money. Everybody mad. Same old nigga from the block. Same old nigga with the pot. The same old nigga from the trap. Everybody hated on him, then he bounced right back. She was acting stingy, now she wanna give it up. Fast like OT, I'ma live it up. Now my ex-girl tryna make me jealous cause she got a new nigga. She don't know that I don't give a fuck. I got me a deal but I'm still in the street. Heard a couple niggas talking like they got beat. They forgot sesame, teriyaki sauce with the rice on the side. Sweaty pussy niggas sweet. I got all this money on my motherfucking mind. Diamonds in my dial, I can't even see the time. All my niggas pull up, please don't let me bang the line. And they super extra when them niggas off the line. All I know is Bloods, Crips, Power Rules. I'm a West Side nigga, don't get it fucked up. Niggas sick cause they thought I locked up. I been getting to the money, everybody mad. I think I'm getting too much money, everybody mad. Same old nigga from the block, same old nigga with the pot. The same old nigga from the trap, everybody hated on him, then he bounced right back. I been getting to the money, everybody mad. I think I'm getting too much money, everybody mad. Same old nigga from the block.
How's it feel to win?
Got the henna.
So what's your record?
I'm not sure. I have a lot of fights, so it's like it was up.
Good fight, good fight.
Well, I feel like I did good, but there's always room for improvement. So I feel like I could have done a little bit better.
Okay, but it was a win, right? A win is a W is always good, right?
Yeah, I'm glad we both made it out safe.
Right.
Everybody's good.
All right.
Pray for the people that we just lost. God damn it, say.